Okay, we're going to talk about our rock climbing shoe range here at the Epicentre. We've picked our range fairly carefully. I picked it myself with Callum. We've got everything from beginner shoes to downturned serious shoes for sport climbing. I'm going to take you through the Scarpa range because I'm a Scarpa user. Callum will take you through the Evolve range because he uses Evolve shoes, and Ben will take you through the 510 range because that's the shoe he uses. Okay, here we have the Scarpa range. Starting with the Vantage, good for beginners up to intermediate level. Very well made, great price, £65. Going up we have the Thunder in the men's and the women's. This is a great all day cragging shoe. Very well made, decent price again. Into the Force, this is a bit more versatile, good bouldering shoe, all day shoe, easy access, velcro, very well made, good shoe. My shoe of choice is the Vapor. This shoe is fantastic, it's a great mountain cragging extreme shoe, brilliant. And on from that we have the Instinct, which feels great on. I haven't used it. I imagine this would be a great sport climbing shoe, some harder routes, and that's the Scarpa range.
Okay, so I'm going to take you through the 510 range that we've got here at the Epicentre. Starting down here with the Spire, which is our entry level boot, reasonably priced at £80 for all day comfort, things like that, really good boot. Moving swiftly on onto the women's range that we've got the 510 Siren here, which is starting to get a bit more stiffer than the Spire. Moving on again, we've got another women's shoe. It's the low volume version of the classic 510 Anasazi. A really good stiff boot, perfect for edging, perfect stiffness, and the heel cut really pushes the foot forward to get a good fit. This is the regular version. Similar to what I was just saying there. This has got to be my boot of choice. We use this all over the world, different heat conditions. I use it in the desert, in Oman, in France, Italy, wherever, and just all round super shoe. Moving on from there, we've got the Anasazi V2 lace up, which is used by the top climbers all over the world, putting up hard routes. Really good shoe. They've redesigned the heel slightly, so it's kept with the stealth rubber for the best all-round shoe on the market, really. And then moving on, finally, we've got probably the most extreme shoe in the 510 range that we do, the Dragon. As you can see, it's how radically downturned it is, and it's got a super stiff sole on it as well, which for all aspects of hard climbing, really. So hard bouldering, sport climbing, this is your ideal come-to shoe, really.
Okay, so now we're just going to run through the Evolve shoe range we have in the Epicentre. Starting off with the Evolve Royale. This is basically your intro shoe for your beginner climber. As you can feel here, very stiff sole, so it's good for all day trad climbing and long multi-pitch routes. Very reasonable prices obviously as well at £60. Moving along, you're on to your Defies and your women specific Electras. They're quite a lot softer. That's what I was looking for. Softer than the Evolve Royale, so very good for smearing, not so good for edging. And they're also perforated on the top, so very good for hot weather, good breathability. Moving along to the Bandits, again a little bit softer, not as soft as the Defy though, and reasonably priced at £78. A favourite of many a staff member at the Epicentre as well. This. My favourite shoe is the Evolve Pontas. Really stiff, great in the lakes for trad climbing. It's also good at places like Malmö and Yorkshire where you're edging on small holds. And last but not least, we come along to the Shaman, the newest shoe in the Evolve range. Very radically downturned, as you can see. It focuses on getting the big toe right to the tip of the shoe and giving you a lot of power on the small holds and pockets.
Keep going.
Yeah.
You're watching this GoPro.
Quite expensive. at £110, but unfortunately in the world we live in today, that is what you're going to pay for an extremely high performance shoe. Now for those of you out there who have been wondering about my haircut, yes, I do cut it myself, and yes, I do use a bowl as a stencil.